10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's late, isn't it? Hello, welcome, good night, good evening, good afternoon, and everyone in between. Welcome to Respect the Rings New Year's Dash 21 Watch Along. My name is Andrew Samru. I'm going to be your gracious host for the festivities, if you will, for New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Year's Dash. It should be coming up actually very imminently. I see we've already got a viewer. Billy, what's going on, Billy? Welcome to the show. So a couple of things I'm going to change up a little bit for the time being. I'm going to be slightly quiet because it's 4:30 in the morning and my neighbors are slightly asleep. Let me know if you guys can hear me though. I think my audio has been fixed for it. Nevertheless, fun thing when it comes to, the show started already. Perfect timing. So we don't know what's going to go on with the card itself with New Year's Dash. I've been joking about it the whole time, but that's always been the gimmick of New Year's Dash, that the card gets announced literally right now. So we're going to find out right now, as you guys are seeing. Ooh, so we got a six-man tag, Tetsuya Koshin Mansuchi versus Ospreay, Great Khan, and Jeff Cobb. The Empire looking to recoup after their losses at Wrestle Kingdom. Okay, so Suzuki-gun versus Bullet Club. G.O.D. Taiji Ishimori and Phantasmo versus Suzuki-gun. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. Chaos 5-on-5 tag. Jay White wrestling with Evil. Bella Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens. Okay. Interesting. Kota Ibushi is also in action in a 5-on-5 as well against LIJ. Okay, so tonight's show is going to be a series of tag matches. The biggest thing to note with this particular card is it's the season premiere, if you will, for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Wrestle Kingdom being the season finale, if you will, early on. So be prepared for this one. I see everyone's coming in en masse tonight. I know it's a little bit late this time around. A lot later than Wrestle Kingdom, if you will. So be prepared for tonight's show because you never know what's going to happen. Got Gabriel Kidd coming out. LA Dojo's Gabriel Kidd. Very strong showing in New Japan Strong. If you guys haven't watched that now, you should probably start watching that soon. If you guys are interested in watching New Japan New Year's Dash, New Japan World will be the best place to find it. If not, I believe it's sold out on Fight. I'm not exactly sure how that happens, but that's a thing. Yuji Nagata showing his distance with the mask. Alright, so first match of Yuji Nagata versus Gabriel Kidd. Here we go. Martin, what's going on? The card has been announced. It wasn't announced live on, like pre-announced. That's always been the gimmick when it comes to New Year's Dash. The card always gets announced directly when the show starts. Hence the dash in New Year's Dash. I know I've kind of joked about it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm covering a card with no card announced." But yeah, that's always been the thing with New Year's Dash. You find out literally as the card starts. This is our first match right now: Gabriel Kidd versus Yuji Nagata. The main event, I believe LIJ is getting involved as well. So it's like a 5-on-5. Jay White is also wrestling in a 5-on-5 as well, teaming with Evil, of all things. So you can expect some shenanigans. Those of you who have watched Wrestle Kingdom will know that Kota Ibushi defeated Jay White in Night 2 to retain his IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. And I'm sure everyone saw the amazing promo that Jay White cut, basically saying that today would be his last day, that he would be done after this. So there promises to be some shenanigans, if you will, for New Year's Dash, and that's one of the things that make New Year's Dash much watch. Basically, that things happen on the show that shape New Japan for the rest of the year. So you really can't afford to miss this show. If you guys can, just let me know if you hear my audio. I'm in a little bit of a hushed voice right now because I don't want to disrupt anyone's sleeping pattern around the house, This looks to be a very this is the standard young line match that starts off the show. Yuji Nagata checking and testing the statuses of the young lions in their regular singles matches, and this also serves for the young lions to gain some experience in singles match action. Like I mentioned before, Gabriel Kidd, a student of the LA dojo headed up by Katsuyori Shibata, and Yuji Nagata, as we all know, one of the premier New Japan wrestlers. Martin, so what do you see happening with Jay White, with him saying he's done with New Japan? Is he leaving the company or leaving the Bullet Club? I don't think he's leaving the company, to be honest, because in hindsight, if you have someone on your roster that produces the match quality and the content that Jay White produces, I would imagine that you wouldn't really want to let him go. You'd want to actually keep him on your roster. I think what's going to happen is that he's leaving Bullet Club. I joke about it a couple of times, but when you really think about it, Jay White, or I'm sorry, the Bullet Club seems to change leaders every 2 years, from Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, to AJ Styles, to Kenny Omega, to Jay White. All of those were about 2 years apart. So it kind of behooves them to kind of switch up the leadership to keep things fresh. But I don't foresee him leaving New Japan at all. He might take a break, maybe because of the pandemic, but I don't see him leaving. But yeah, the commentary table is talking about it, so them talking about it kind of confirms in and of itself that he's not really leaving. It's just something that's going to change. Very interesting match right now with Yuji Nagata and Gabriel Kidd. Gabriel Kidd, obviously he's not really going to fare very well against the legend that is Blue Justice himself, Yuji Nagata, but you can promise to see that Gabriel Kidd is going to deliver some flashes in the pan to show where his experience level is at this point. Gabriel Kidd, as we all know, the New Japan USA Cup, a lot of matches in and of itself in the US New Japan Finish Strong show. So if you want to see more of Gabriel Kidd's activities and his matches, it kind of behooves you to want to watch New Japan Finish Strong, which is normally on New Japan World. Definitely recommend for your profits. Then a switch Gabriel Kidd with a forearm to Yuji Nagata. Okay, we got a little bit of fighting spirit showing up right now with the Sue. Yeah, so there's a lot that's going to be the fallout of Wrestle Kingdom tonight. Um, as we all know, a couple of the big ones, the Empire going 0 for 3 in all their matches. So as of right now, we don't know what's going to happen with the Empire. The Empire are on the card tonight. They are wrestling in 3-on-3 action, but we don't know what they're going to do at this point. Cobb losing against Shingo Takagi, Great Okan losing against Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the big one, Will Ospreay, losing to Kazuchika Okada. All three losing in pretty convincing fashion, but very tough matches. So it would behoove to see what the Empire is going to do to recoup from those losses. Kurt, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I see we've got almost the entire crew here. We got Martin, we got Billy, we got Kurt. Everyone's got to join in. Everyone's got to join in and have a good time. If you know somebody who normally watches, get them in here. Tell them to join in. So far, not a very bad match going on. Great opening match to start off things. Gabriel Kidd showing a lot of fire right now. I see we got a lot of people coming in today. Everyone's excited to see the fallout. I'm excited too. Let's see what's gonna happen. You should have got what a nice kick. Now, those of you who don't typically watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I know that's probably there's a good chunk that don't, because the tending startups tends to be from Wrestle Kingdom onwards because of all the hype that surrounds it. The big thing is that the Young Lion matches are matches that you don't really expect. You don't really expect them to win. They're rookies, people that are just starting to gain experience in the profession itself. They're typically faced off in tag team matches, as we see right there, Yuji Nagata defeating Gabriel Kidd. Haha, my co-host is here as well, William Kliski. What's going on, Will? Now, as I was saying, you don't typically expect the Young Lions to win these matches. This is really more of an experience builder for them. They're typically faced off in tag team matches for their more experience, and they're usually paired with the more veteran experts of the New Japan roster. Sometimes you'll see them go off in singles matches. They're typically stylized by their black trunks and boots without any really particular design to make them stand out. And the audience is aware of that. So the audience knows by the Young Lions they're not expecting a great match, but they're expecting to see their favorites build up from here. So we can go for someone that really is unnamed into growing into the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, or the Switchblade, Jay White, or Hiromu Takahashi. All three of those have gone through the system of being a young lion grown into what they are today. So the young lion system does work. And another thing with the Young Lion system is a lot of times you don't see the New Japan veteran use a finishing maneuver to defeat them, mainly because the finishing maneuver is something that you would finish a very infallible opponent. The sole exception to my knowledge being Okada, who uses the money clip instead of the Rainmaker, but that's a self-imposed challenge. We got some comments on you guys missing the Undertaker. I miss him too, man. I miss him too, but he's performed. He's absolutely performed, and he deserves that break, you know? All right, here we go. Minoru Suzuki coming out. Now, as we know with Suzuki doing, Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, aka the Drunkle, if you will, retaining the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships against Team 1 or 8, aka Ryusuke Taguchi and Master Watso. As well as, unfortunately, Minoru Suzuki coming up short in the KOPW 2021 New Japan Rumble, or Rambo, if you will. Also of note, as the commentary team will point out, Tiger Mask made a return. Tiger Mask making a return at the New Japan Rambo as well. Okay, so match number 2 is going to be Tiger Mask and Yuya Uemura versus Minoru Suzuki and Doki. Okay, so Doki, as we also know, was involved in the New Japan Rambo as well, coming up short. The ultimate winner of the whole thing ending up being Yano Toru. Yano Toru ended up becoming KOPW 2021, the provisional winner. So Yano Toru trying to go for a double peak by holding that trophy. As to what happens at this point, we do not know. So that's something you're going to want to keep on track with. Now, a potential story that you're going to want to keep track of as well, being that Tiger Mask was the tag team partner of Jushin Thunder Liger, a tag team partner that Minoru Suzuki faced off against at one point. That amazing stellar program throughout the summer where we got to see Battle Liger again for the first time in years. And that was shortly before Jushin Thunder Liger ultimately retired. All right, here we go. This is the format that I kind of was discussing a little bit earlier with the Young Lion system. Yuya Uemura, as you can see, is a young lion, and he is teamed up against a veteran of the sport in Tiger Mask. So this match serves to give Yuya Uemura a little bit more experience in the squared circle, if you will, but it also serves for storyline progression, maybe with the veterans. So something to keep a track of. Saying I'm scared to go live stream on YouTube. It can be intimidating, believe you me. I'll be honest, I have camera anxiety too. I'm very nervous when it comes to getting on the camera and, kind of talking your guts out, if you will. But once you jump into it, it kind of starts to fade away. So like sometimes I have the issue, but it starts to fade away over time, All right, we're starting things off with Uemura and Doki. Uemura really coming out in and of itself. Ever since his 2020, where he was actually slotted into the Best of Super Juniors Cup as well. Uemura really standing out as one of the standouts of his class of the year. See, as William Kliskio mentioned, he has that issue as well. So we have issues with camera anxiety, and it can be tough, believe you me. There are days where I don't even want to be on camera because I'm freaked out as to what I could do or say, because I feel like sometimes I might bring the program down. It's kind of a headspace thing. You kind of take it as you go. But once you get into it, I mean, as long as you have someone that can help you out, or as long as you're just calm and comfortable, you can kind of portray what you want to portray. Oh, uh-oh. Uemura really stepping up against Minoru Suzuki, slamming him into the barricades from ringside. Now, if you all remember last year during a promo backstage, Uemura did make it very, very apparent that he wants to challenge against Minoru Suzuki. I don't know why you would want to do that unless you have a death wish, but Minoru Suzuki has been known to bully the Young Lions, for lack of a better term. More of a power issue for him. So, as we see Minoru Suzuki catching an armbar on Uemura from the outside, Minoru Suzuki not the legal man in this match. So, also for the introduction for you guys, for those of you who are new to New Japan Pro Wrestling, as we know, Uemura is the young lion in this battle, but Minoru Suzuki, a legend of the sport, starting in even with the Puroresu, but in the Pancrase organization. He founded that organization, as well as coming back as a freelancer in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's kind of like his style's a little bit more of a hybrid with wrestling as well as mixed martial arts and shoot style wrestling. But he is someone that can be very violent and very dangerous when the match down comes to it. So it's something you want to be careful of when you're facing off against him. Tiger Mask, as we know, is the legend of the sport. Tiger Mask being based off the cartoon Tiger Mask, similar to how Jushin Thunder Liger was based off the cartoon Jushin Liger before it became its own legend. And Doki, as we all know, coming back from excursion in Mexico before rejoining with Suzuki-gun. Doki, also one of the more volatile competitors in the game. If you guys have any questions in regards to who a character is, drop them down in the comments below. I can explain it for you. Especially if you're new to the game, like if you've never seen New Japan Pro Wrestling before, definitely let me know. Great, saying thank you. Anytime, brother. Anytime. William, I'm going to buy a Tiger Mask figure. I'll think about it. Honestly, it's been on the back of my mind. As we see now, the legal men in the match, Minoru Suzuki and Yuya Uemura. Suzuki, as I mentioned, loves to bully the young lions, and it's very apparent here. Ooh. Very nice snap there, and just manipulating the joint, the neck of Uemura before delivering a tall 6 elbow to his head and tagging in Doki. Now, Suzuki-gu minus Desperado and Kanemaru. Zack Sabre Jr., as we already know, with Tai Chi losing the IWGP Tag Team Championships to Gorillas of Destiny, GOD, the winners of the Tag League, if you will. So Suzuki-gu kind of hit and miss for Wrestle Kingdom. They're going to want to look to regain some momentum since Desperado and Kanemaru were the only two that won their matches. Where that leads, we'll find out tonight. Uemura also part of the New Japan Rambo as well, also coming up short. As a matter of fact, all 4 of these men were in the New Japan Rambo, now that I think about it. As you can see, now, the popular question that a lot of people are going to ask is the fact that Suzuki doesn't really have noticeable tights. And I know I just mentioned that the Young Lions aren't exactly distinguishable, if you will. That's why you look to Suzuki's hair. That's his distinguishing feature as the veteran. So we see Doki right now just kind of bullying Uemura. You gotta think Uemura is due for excursion very soon if it weren't for the global pandemic. Now, I say excursion. The thing with the Young Lions system, you do work at your home promotion, whether that's in the New Japan Dojo or the LA Dojo. When you learn your skills as you can, you are typically sent out to one of New Japan's partner promotions, whether that's in Mexico with CMLL, whether that's in the UK with RevPro, or the USA with ROH and other promotions. Once you build enough experience in those respective promotions, after a couple of years, typically, you then come back to New Japan Pro Wrestling with a fully fleshed character and gimmick. And from there, you really start to ramp up. Notable competitors of this magnitude with this system are, like I said, the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada, as well as Switchblade Jay White, the Ticking Time Bomb Hiromu Takahashi, Doki, Master Wato, and so on and so forth. So the system does work. The system definitely does work. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you were just getting into New Japan Pro Wrestling, first of all, welcome. But if you have any questions about the show itself, how the format runs, the wrestlers, drop them in the comments below, because your question could help a lot of people that probably don't really know how New Japan Pro Wrestling operates. And I can help you out with that. See Tiger Mask and Doki yet again. Like I said, Tiger Mask, one of the bigger veterans of the sport. If you remember, the last couple of years, he was teaming up with Jushin Thunder Liger, winning the tag team titles, I believe, multiple times with him, as well as being a formidable competitor in and of himself. Doki showing a little bit of the Mexican Lucha Libre offense right there. Very nice form from Suzuki. Tiger Mask setting up for the Tiger Driver. Ooh, that was a rough one. It looked like he tried to set up for the Tiger Driver, but it seemed Tiger Mask stumbled backwards a little bit. Uyemura asking for the tag. Sunil Kashoku, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm terrible with names, but if I do mispronounce it, let me know. I'll do a much better effort. If Jay White is on the card, yes, Jay White is on the card in a 5-on-5 tag team match. I didn't get to see who's on the opposite side, but Jay White is teaming with Evil, Yujiro Takahashi, Chase Owens, and I think Bad Luck Fale, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So Jay White is on the card for tonight. Now, I know we mentioned that Jay White, with that amazing promo the night before, claiming New Year's Dash is his last night. So it'll be interesting to see what happens by that point. I don't think he's leaving the promotion, but there's going to be some significant storyline development for him. We're trying a Boston Crab. Minoru Suzuki with his own full Boston Crab. Now, the Boston Crab is typically seen as the Young Lions' finisher for most, if not all of them. So, no, anytime, brother. Anytime. Definitely stick around, though, because, like we were mentioning earlier, a lot of things change on the card itself. So we don't know what's happening on the card. The card was literally announced, literally when the show started. So we don't know what's happening yet. And that's kind of the gimmick of New Japan Dash, or New Year's Dash, Standing switch. Suzuki with the choke. Oh, Suzuki with the gotch style. Suzuki with the gotch style pile driver. That's going to be the 3 count. Very nice. So 2 matches in already. We've got Minoru Suzuki and Doki defeating Tiger Mask and Ryo Uemura. Suzuki just bullying Milano at this point. So Umura with a very good showing against Minoru Suzuki, someone who he wants to face off against. Tiger Mask consoling Umura at this point as Doki and Suzuki walk to the back. So I think this has been a very good showing for the young lion. He's been steadily improving throughout the card, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him due for excursion soon. It may be being held off because of the pandemic at this time, but he's due any minute now. He's been proving that he can go. He's been given some pretty prominent spots. Now, if you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling for the first time, you'll see the matches, but if you follow their YouTube channel and you check their websites, you're going to see that there are post-match comments as well. And those comments tend to have bits of storyline information that pertains to what the character or what the wrestler is going to be challenging for next. So you're going to want to keep a lookout for those. There's so much that's going to be going through, but we're blowing through this card pretty quickly, guys. I don't expect this to be as long as Wrestle Kingdom, maybe 1 or 2 hours, or 2 hours max. We've got a Great Okan cosplayer. That's awesome. Great Okan unfortunately coming up short against Hiroshi Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. Tanahashi being able to expose the inexperience of Great Okan to secure that victory, but it was also a match in which Okan was dominating as well. See the Empire starting to make their entrance. Will Ospreay coming in. Like I mentioned before, the Empire going 0 for 3 at Wrestle Kingdom 3. Okan losing to Tanahashi. Jeff Cobb losing to Shingo Takagi for the Never Openweight Championship. And Will Ospreay ultimately losing to Kazuchika Okada in a very, very dominant match, which many people are saying is a match of the year contender. And B. Priestley, as we know, accompanying the Empire at this time. Now, the bigger story here is, where does the Empire go from here? Do we see them regaining their momentum? Do we see them adding another member to the group? We don't know. So I'm just updating the graphics for us right now. Match number 3. Great Okan, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay versus Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Satoshi Kojima, and Yoya Tsuji. Tenzan and Yoya Tsuji were involved in the New Japan Rumble, coming up short, unfortunately. Yoya Tsuji already facing off against Jeff Cobb. Interesting. Satoshi Kojima, as we know, facing off against Kenta for the IWGP US. Oh, starting things off already. What a beatdown. For the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship Challenge briefcase. Unfortunately, coming up short in that match. But Jon Moxley also made a video package return, hyping that you don't know when he's coming, but he is coming for whoever wins that match. So you got to think that Kenta versus Moxley is somewhere on the horizon at this time. Yoya Tsuji, as we already know, is the young lion in this group. as characterized by the trunks and boots. But Kojima and Tenzan, also known as Tenkozy, for those of you Puroresu purists out there, we know that Tenkozy in and of itself are one of the veteran tag teams, both of them once at one point being singles runs with IWGP Heavyweight Championships to their names. So we know they're the decorated veterans of the sport that have dedicated their careers at this point to growing the next generation of wrestlers. The bigger story in this match is how each member is going to rebound from the Wrestle Kingdom fallout. Like I mentioned before, the Empire losing 0 for 3. Where does the Empire go from here? Will they regain some momentum going into that match, going into future matches? Will they recruit new members? It's hard to say. One thing that is noticeable, though, is that Yosuji went face-to-face with Jeff Cobb during the intros. We got a little bit of a Mongolian chop battle between Okan and Tenzan. Now, you don't get to see much of Tenzan wrestling. A lot of times he tends to be more of the supporting character for the up-and-coming generation. Most notably, Master Wato for Hiroyoshi Tenzan. You'll see him supporting Wato and kind of helping his growth. Okan with a Fujiwara armbar, and Osprey immediately knocking down Tenzan's partners off the turnbuckles, or off the ring sides. Don't mind me, I have a little water in here for my voice. Okan going after the left arm of Tenzan. Ever since coming back from excursion, Okan has jumped into the Empire head first. He's one of the bigger muscles of the group. Jeff Cobb coming in during the World Tag League as X, the mystery partner of Great Okan. And Osprey, as we know, forming the Empire at this point after the G1 Climax, where he betrayed Kazuchika Okada, leaving Chaos, Okada's faction, to start the Empire. Wow, we got a lot of viewers on every platform between Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. That's amazing. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this one. As I've already said, we are streaming live right now on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch, all three platforms. So if you guys would be so kind, just be sure to like and follow the Facebook page, subscribe, like, and click that notification bell for the YouTube page, as well as for Twitch, just give us a follow, because that helps our channel grow. With that, I'm able to deliver content like this. A lot of the fans have demanded, and I mean demanded, we've gotten a lot of messages that I cover, I and all the boys cover Wrestle Kingdom and New Year's Dash tonight. And because of that support, we're able to do this tonight. So you guys are just as much responsible for the growing of this channel and getting this content out for you guys. So this is my thank you for you guys. And I know we've gotten some support and demand to cover nice armbar. We've gotten some support and demand to cover Impact Wrestling's Genesis, as well as Hard to Kill, as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning, coming up later on in the month. So those three will be covered. And that's because you guys wanted it. So we're delivering it for you. Kojima back in Kojima the legal man. Kojima against Osprey. Kojima going nuts with the machine gun chops. Kurt, I see your message, buddy. Thank you so much. Just let everyone know, like, if they're interested in watching, wrestling content, and they want a more analytical viewpoint, and they don't want to really listen to the commentary, or if they want an analytical viewpoint of what's going on in the card itself, if you're not very familiar with the product, shoot them on over to us. We'll be able to help them out. And we cover everything. We cover WWE, we cover AEW, we cover Impact, we cover New Japan, MLW, NXT. And we're looking to cover like every indie promotion that we can. So promotions that don't really get much of a fair share, we do cover them as well. Nice forearm from Osprey and a vertical suplex. Osprey tagging in Jeff Cobb. Cobb and Kojima are the legal men in this match right now. Oh, swinging side suplex from Jeff Cobb. And a 2 count. Now, Kojima, as we know, despite the fact that he's been relegated a little bit more to the opening matches and supporting the younger talent, Koji cutter from Cobb, or Koji cutter from Koji onto Cobb. And a tag to Yo-Yo Tsuji. Aaron, what's going on, buddy? So far you've missed a Young Lion match with Yuji Nagata defeating Gabriel Kidd, and you have missed Minoru Suzuki and Doki defeating Tiger Mask and Yuya Uemura. This is the third match on the card as of right now. The card was announced a little bit earlier, but while in the recap, we weren't able to see exactly what the card was, so we're learning it as we go. But I think at this point, almost half the card has already been done. Nothing major has happened so far, so you haven't missed anything in terms of like storyline progression or swerves. The Empire is up right now, so we're looking to see what the fallout is for the Empire on this at this particular point. Yo-Yo Tsuji trying to suplex Jeff Cobb. That's not going to happen. Ooh, Cobb with a rollover. So it looks like Cobb catching Yo-Yo Tsuji in mid-air and dropping him with a power slam. Now it seems that there's something building up right now with Yo-Yo Tsuji and Jeff Cobb. That could be me overanalyzing, but it's something we're going to want to keep an eye on for the match. One of the bigger things that we're noting, especially when it comes to the Empire and Will Ospreay in particular, he's changed up his style a little bit. It's not really more the high-flying, flashy style that you've seen before. As we set up for an assisted Os cutter. Yo-Yo Tsuji eating an assisted Os cutter. And that'll do it. So the Empire victorious at this time. The Empire defeating Tenkozy and Yo-Yo Tsuji at this time. We got a little bit of a beatdown going on right now on the card. The Empire beating down Tenkozy. Oh. TTD. Wow. The Great Okan used Tenzan's own move, the TTD, on him. Kojima's laying on top of Tenzan to protect him, taking a beatdown from the Empire in the process. And throwing the referee out. And a hidden blade. Hidden blade from Osprey onto Kojima. So it looks like that's what our next progression is going to be at this point. The Empire teaming up, or rather targeting, if you will, Tenkozy. Oh, we got a promo from Osprey. Saying everyone thought that they were weak, but they're looking pretty strong right now. Osprey saying basically, if you thought that Wrestle Kingdom was the end of the Empire, you're wrong. 2021 is going to be the year of the United Empire. And if you thought he was pissed off before, he's going to be even more pissed off. So their hand sign is unique too. They've got this thing going. That's their hand sign. I mean, Jeff Cobb's still doing the hang loose, but oh man, so the Empire's starting to reclaim a little bit of that heat that they lost. Oof. So the Empire at this point looking to regain some lost momentum, and I think they started on that right path, beating down Tenkozy and Yoya Suji. I'm sorry, excuse me. Yoya Suji. All three men are still down in the ring right now. Doctor's going in to check in on them. They have a very nice mellow theme, I will say. Guys, what do you think about that match down? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Ooh, Tenzan has not moved. That's a little concerning. They're bringing a stretcher out for Tenzan at this time. So Tenzan's being taken out on a stretcher. That's how you know the Empire's beatdown was very significant. Kurt saying you're my favorite YouTuber, Billy. Thank you so much, man. Believe you me, that means a lot to me. Sean, damn, I wish I could watch along. You can. You totally can, bro. If you have the Japan World, you can subscribe right now, and you can definitely watch New Year's Dash. If you're not able to, you might be able to watch it on Fight, although I think from what I understand it was sold out. So I'm not exactly sure, where you can get it on there, but you can definitely get it on New Japan World. If not, if you want, you can watch me. I'm going to be commenting on, and critiquing the match as it goes along, so it'll be as if you're not even missing it. I mean, as of right now, just to give you a loop on what's going on, Tenzan's being taken out on a stretcher at this time after being beaten down by the Empire. Empire victorious in their match against Tenkozy, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroyoshi Tenzan, and Yoya Tsuji. So things are a little serious right now. Tenzan being taken out on a stretcher with a neck brace on after that beatdown. He hasn't moved since then. That's significant. As you know, New Japan wrestlers they don't really take it. They don't really go out on stretchers. They usually walk out on their own power. So seeing someone on a stretcher is very serious. Oh, okay. So he's moving his hand. Wow. Significant beatdown. So this is something we're going to want to keep a development on for the story going forward. I'd be willing to venture a guess that Kojima is probably going to challenge Will Ospreay or Jeff Cobb. Kojima might even go on against the Empire 1-on-3. Well, not literally a 1-on-3 match, but a one-man gang against the Empire. So this is something you're going to want to keep a track on. Where does Satoshi Kojima go from there? As Tenzan's being carried out of the ring right now by the doctors, Kojima by his side. The crowd feverishly clapping along. And Tenzan is successfully carried to the back at this time, with Kojima by his side. At this time, they're probably going to take a quick second to repair the bottom rope. The bottom rope was loosened to allow for Tenzan to escape at this time. Well, not Tenzan to escape, but to be carried out of the ring. Okay, so we're here on our first sanitation break for the ring, which takes us to our first intermission. So guys, what do you think about the card so far? Let me know in the comment below. Let me know if there's anything you need a clarification on, if there's anything you want me to explain, if there's anything you need to recap on. See, we got an 8-man tag, Tama Tonga Tonga Loa, Taiji Ishimori, and El Phantasmo versus Suzuki-gun, Dangerous Tekkers, and Desperado, and Kanemaru. What do you guys think of the card so far? Let me know in the comments below. see we've got a lot of people between all the platforms so far. Everyone's joining in from Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Wow. Very strong support system, guys. I'm very appreciative. Kurt saying good, awesome match. Definitely getting a good feel vibe from the show so far. So our next match. Remind me, I'm just updating the graphic on my end. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the show, in the comments below. I'm just updating the graphics on my end. How do I not fit? That's going to be a long graphic. My apologies. Okay, so I've got a couple of the graphics all set up for us for the second half of the show. They're going to be a little long, so my apologies. I tried to list everyone I can and kind of take a shortcut if I could to not overload you guys. And this is our disinfecting break officially. So Neil, what match got me into New Japan Pro Wrestling? That's a tricky one. If I had to go back specifically, the one match that immediately got me into New Japan Pro Wrestling consistently was 1996, the Great Muta versus Jushin Thunder Liger, the match that saw the birth of Kishin Liger, if you will. That one got my eyes onto New Japan Pro Wrestling specifically, and the reign of Hiroshi Tanahashi as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and the ace, if you will. That's what got me to stay consistently. And from there, I just did all the research that I could to just kind of get up to knowledge with it. So there's a lot, but for your question, Liger versus Muta, 1996. That was the one that got me really into New Japan. What about you guys? What match got you into New Japan Pro Wrestling? I'll turn that question to you guys. I'm curious. Oh, I forgot about that actually. As you guys are answering that, remember, if you guys have the New Japan Collection app, this would be your time to check in. I checked in for both night 1 and night 2, so you're going to get a Lions coin for entry. We'll hit OK. You just hit menu, and you hit check in. And you're going to get your rare draft tickets right there. As a matter of fact, let's do a count right now. Let's see what I'm going to get. So we're going to go to rare draft. Let's see. I have those tickets right there on the left. Just going to hit draft 1. Let's see what I get. Oh, got a red. Looks like we got Red Narita from Best of Super Juniors 26. We got 3 more. Sean saying, I hate them not able to see the show. Thanks for having this option. Anytime, bud. This is what we aim to do. If you're not able to see the show, we give you the update, so you're not missing out. It's as if you're already there. It's got Yoshihashi for my next one. Next pick. Trying to angle it so see much. We got a red card. What do we got? Kenta. Not bad. Let's go one more. I've got 2 more left. Silver card. Satoshi Kojima, who was just on the card. And my final card. Looks like we got Clark Connors from the LA Dojo. Not a bad haul. So for those of you who are interested in the New Japan Collection app, it's definitely a fun one. It's kind of a gacha style game. You're not really putting the cards against each other or anything. You're more collecting. But it covers almost everything with New Japan's history. So it's kind of interesting to see. And if you guys have the application, and if you want, I can give you my user ID and we can trade cards. Perfect timing. Looks like we're back. Promo music. Okay, we are back at this time. The intermission has ended. The ring has been cleaned and disinfected at this time. Taichi, our Holy Emperor Taichi, now making his way out to the ring. Senhale saying, when Jericho challenged Omega, I was curious about the company and saw the match between AJ Styles and Nakamura for the IC title at Wrestle Kingdom 10, then all the Nakamura matches for the IC title. Dude, Nakamura, when he was the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, carrying that belt and elevating it to the point where it was almost the 1A versus 1B equivalent for the heavyweight title, that stuff was wild, to say the least. I want to say my favorite of the Nakamura matches was probably Nakamura and Kota Ibushi, but I'm not against Nakamura and AJ Styles. That was probably one of my favorite ones as well. It's hard to pick. It's very hard to pick. As we can see, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. without the IWGP Tag Team Championships, losing them to Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who are also in this match. There goes Jado. Here we go. Match number 4. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. and El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus God, Tamatanga and Tanga Loa, the current IWGP Tag Team Champions, Chase Owens and Taiji Ishimori. Now, just as a fallout for Wrestle Kingdom, to fall out as to what happened to each of these 8 individuals. Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. losing their IWGP Tag Team Championships to Tamatanga and Tanga Loa. El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defending their IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships against Team 1 or 8, Ryusuke Taguchi and Master Wato. Chase Owens, part of the New Japan Rambo, ultimately losing out in the end. And Taiji Ishimori was the former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, or Junior Heavyweight Champion, losing out against Hiromu Takahashi on night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. So these teams kind of have a little bit of a hit and miss going on right now. Oh, I'm sorry. I put Chase Owens here. I meant to put El Phantasmo. That is my fault. That's what happens when you're thinking right. El Phantasmo, I'm sorry, losing out on night 1 against Hiromu Takahashi in that Best of Super Juniors versus Super J Cup extravaganza. Very good match. Now, Sean finding a stream. Definitely, man. Anytime. Hopefully you watch along as well. Keep track on here, too. Senil saying, I don't want it to be merged with the heavyweight belts. Yeah, that's the big one. Kota Ibushi in his promo yesterday mentioning that he wanted the heavyweight title to be merged with the Intercontinental Championship, the strongest belt and the best belt merged into one. I don't think that's going to happen. I know Japanese Puroresu has the tendency when they do merged belts that they keep the belts merged as sort of a double crown or a triple crown, if you will. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I think they will be inevitably split up, and this is just kind of a detour as a result of what's happening with the with the roster right now being a little depleted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the Never Openweight title has served as the secondary title, but I don't think they're going to merge. And if they do, they will be eventually split up. So it looks like the build-up with these matches as of right now, El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, just based off the setup of the match, it looks as though their next challengers might be shaping up to be Taiji Ishimori and El Phantasmo. Meanwhile, Tamatanga and Tanga Loa. Jado with the cane to the back of Desperado. And Jado attacking Doki from behind, too. No, Doki, as we remember, was involved in the second match with Minoru Suzuki against Tiger Mask and Yuya Uemura. Desperado being double-teamed, or rather full-teamed, by all of Bullet Club at this time. Shoved into the corner of Bullet Club. Desperado trying to reach for a tag, but getting stopped by Tanga Loa at this time. Now the question is, what happens from here on with each of these 8 individuals? We know that Bullet Club right now is in the midst of a teased civil war, and Suzuki-gun right now looking to regain lost momentum after Wrestle Kingdom. Taichi trying to chase off against Tamatanga. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. It seems Dangerous Techers aren't quite done with GOD just yet. And Jado still attacking Doki on the outside. The 2 seconds going against each other. Oh, attack to El Phantasmo. Phantasmo on the top rope. And the back rake. Back rake onto El Desperado by El Phantasmo on the tag in. Phantasmo, as I mentioned, losing his match against Hiromu Takahashi, who eventually went on to win. Oof. Phantasmo tagging Taiji Ishimori, who does another back rake to El Desperado. As I mentioned, El Phantasmo losing his match against Hiromu Takahashi, who then went on to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship against Taiji Ishimori. So Taiji Ishimori and El Phantasmo both coming out on the losing end for Wrestle Kingdom 15. What happens past this point? Anyone's guess. My lighting is a little bit off. Let's fix that. It's better, right? Ooh. Ishimori teasing Zack Sabre Jr. with the head swivel onto Desperado. Desperado really needing a tag right now. Being decimated by the Bullet Club at this time. Good grief. So Suzuki-kun... Oh, that's just weird. El Phantasmo attacking El Desperado by grabbing his nipples and pulling. That's not a sentence I ever thought I would say on a wrestling stream. Okay, it looks like Desperado reaching out for a team again. Getting stopped by Tonga Loa at this time. Oh, wait. Despy reaching for a tag, still getting caught by Tonga Loa. Oh, nope. Poking him in the eye and a slap. And Despy tagging in Zack Sabre Jr. at this time. Zack Sabre Jr. going on a tear with the European uppercuts against Tonga Loa. Ooh. Tonga Loa is starting to eat those European uppercuts at this time. Funny comment from the English commentary. Tonga Loa morphing into his father, King Aku. Ooh. Catching into a guillotine. Zack Sabre Jr. catching into a guillotine onto Tonga Loa. Really choking the life out of Tonga Loa at this time. Tonga Loa has him grappled up and slamming him into corner turnbuckles, but still holding on, Zack Sabre Jr. Very, very... It's a very deep guillotine right now. Tonga Loa just punching onto the sides of Zack Sabre Jr. to get him out, and... Nope. Cross-arm breaker. Article 50 by Zack Sabre Jr. A load of submissions being locked in right now for Bullet Club. Zack Sabre locking in a triangle choke. Ooh, Tonga Loa powering out. dislocate, so it seems the left arm is going to be a target for the rest of the match. Okay, this match is starting to gain up on action right now. Kanemaru getting tagged in with El Phantasmo. Oop, swing and a miss, swing and a miss. Kanemaru shoving the referee into El Phantasmo. We're going for a basement dropkick. Desperado knocking out Taiji Ishimori on ringside. Kanemaru dropping El Phantasmo right now. Getting a 2 count. Wait. Ishimori with what looked to be a Meteora. Spine buster onto Taiji Ishimori by Desperado. Tonga twist from Tama Tonga onto Desperado, and a lariat by Taichi. And an enziguri by Tongaloa. And a PK from Zack Sabre Jr. And an ankle lock from Zack Sabre Jr. onto El Phantasmo, who tosses him out of the ring. Oh, wait. 2 count. Roll up 2 count. 1. So far, not a bad showing from all 10 men. Referee once again getting involved. Kanemaru shoving the referee into Phantasmo, shoves the referee back into Kanemaru, catching a step up Itsuguri in the process. Wow. Phantasmo setting up for a super kick and dropping Kanemaru. And a 3 count. Wow. Wow. Bullet Club victorious in this match. And as I predicted, El Phantasmo grabbing the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championships, giving one to Taiji Ishimori. So it looks like we got our next 2 challengers for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. Just tossing the belts back to the champs. So it looks like Bullet Club's looking to add more gold to their resume at this time. Very interesting. Bullet Club regaining some momentum after their losses at Wrestle Kingdom 15. Now the question is, what happens then on in for GOD? It looks like maybe Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. might still be in their radar at this time. Uh-oh. Kanemaru not moving at this time. That's a little concerning. Doki checking on Kanemaru. Oh, wait. Kanemaru's okay. He's getting up right now. That's a little concerning. Kanemaru was saying basically there's something strange about the impact of that super kick. Taichi basically feeling the after effects of the loss from last night. Seems that he's a little frustrated. Rolling in right to the next match. And here's the big match. Here's the match that everyone's looking forward to. In this case, Jay White's what's supposed to be his last match in New Japan. There's Dick Togo. There's Evil. There's Yujiro Takahashi. There's Chase Owens. Saying I'm going to be here a while. Bad Luck Fale. And there's Jay White. Jay White looking very, for lack of a better term, very timid. Very unsure. This is a little bit concerning, to say the least. Jay White not even going to the center. That's a little concerning. Oh, that's another thing to note, ironically enough. As we see Chaos coming out, Yano Toru, or Toru Yano, Yoshihashi, Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and the Rainmaker Kazuchika Okada. Now, in regards to all 10 of these men, Okada victorious in his match against Will Ospreay, Toru Yano, the current provisional KOPW 2021 winner, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi, all, as you can see, unvictorious in the New Japan Rumble. Meanwhile, Bullet Club side, Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, Bad Luck Fale, all not victorious in the New Japan Rumble. Evil being felled by Sonata in Night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom 15, and Jay White falling to Kota Ibushi on night 2 in the main event, which was a banger of a match. Definitely something you're gonna wanna watch, or go out of your way to watch if you can. That match, if you saw night 2's watch along, I had goosebumps that match. Yano Toru sanitizing everywhere. Just taking the entrances into Majesty at this time. Now, we all know the big story in this match is what's going to happen to Jay White if he's leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, as he said in his promo, or his status in the Bullet Club at this time. So this is going to be something you're going to want to watch throughout the entire match. Jay White looks to be taped up from the neck up. You get some KT tape from the top. Okay, we got the Group 2 suite. Chase Owens starting off on the Bullet Club side. And it looks like Yano Toru is starting up on the Chaos side. All right, 30 minutes, one fall to a finish. Here we go. Yano jaw-jacking against Bad Luck Fale, allowing Chase Owens to take advantage at this time. And Chase Owens falling out to the outside at this time. And taking the KOPW 2021 trophy. Yano, in order to protect this KOPW 2021 trophy from Chase Owens chucking it into the crowd, has elected to tag in Hiroki Goto at this time. Goto and now Chase Owens tagging in Yujiro Takahashi. So Goto and Takahashi are the legal men at this time. Very even standoff between the two men at this time. Goto winning the trade-off with the shoulder tackles. So Nakashi was saying this, that camera angle when Jay was trying to get to the heavyweight IC title, even though he lost, was a masterpiece. Absolutely. The fact that he was just trying to clutch at his one shred of what he hoped to be the new era of the Switchblade, and suddenly realizing that it's over. He lost. He's not the champions. It provided a very provoking visual, and I think that was what spurred that interview or that promo in the back, which, like I said, was a masterpiece. You know, something that you definitely should go out of your way to watch. And it's what the catalyst of this match is at this point. What's going to happen with Jay White? Is this his final match? Is he going to be doing anything else past this point? Where's his standing with the Bullet Club? We don't know. And that's what this match is leading up to right now. So I'm sure everyone is probably watching with bated breath to see what's going to happen. Chaos now taking the advantage in this match. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi with Tomohiro Ishii, the current never openweight 6-man tag team champions. Billy saying, good, awesome match. I agree, it's starting to start off pretty well. Dick Togo being shoved into the mix now, into the ring. Aaron saying Yoshihashi will pin Jay White to win this match. I hope not. That would kind of suck. It would be an interesting, ironic send-off for the man. Oh, and Hiroki Goto has tagged in Okada, the Rainmaker, now the legal man in this match against Yujiro Takahashi, who he did feud with last year en route to the creation of KOPW 2021. Takahashi and Okada had some really good matches for that year as well. Oh, now we got a tag in. Okada and Evil are now the legal men. Oh, Okada with a DDT dropping Evil at this time. Getting 2 counts. Now, Evil, like I mentioned before, lost against Sonata at Night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom. That match being touted as the #1 contenders match, which Sonata did deliver on, challenging Kota Ibushi at the main event, or after the main event, excuse me, to which Ibushi accepts. So Kota Ibushi and Sonata is penned for the next IWGP Double Championship match. When that match happens, we don't know. It's most likely going to be penciled in for New Beginning from the looks of it. Oh, Evil's got a chair against Okada. He's going to look to swing that chair. Oh! Good grief. Swing and a hit for Evil with the chairs on Okada's neck. Gabriel saying, sorry, I missed it. Don't worry about it, bud. Was really sleepy. I mean, I don't blame you. It's pretty early in the morning for my end. This card started at 4:30 a.m. A little bit later than the Wrestle Kingdom cards, but you know, I was a little bit quiet at first because I didn't want to wake anybody up in the house on my end. But you haven't missed a lot. Right now we're getting the match with Bullet Club versus Chaos 5-on-5. Big matches, well, not really big matches, but matches that you missed was Gabriel Kidd versus Yuji Nagata. Nagata did win that match. Tiger Mask and Yuya Uemura versus Minoru Suzuki and Doki, which Suzuki pinned Yuya Uemura. I will never be able to say that, will I? Yuya Uemura via a gotch style pod driver. Great Okan, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay beating Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Satoshi Kojima, and Yoya Tsuji. Tenzan being stretchered out after a beatdown by the Empire at the post-match. So Tenzan actually being stretchered out fully at this time. And this is our next match. Match number 4. We also got Taiji, Zack Sabre Jr., El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Suzuki-gun, versus GOD, El Phantasmo, and Taiji Ishimori. El Phantasmo winning that match with a super kick onto Yoshinobu Kanemaru, to which Kanemaru thought something felt a little suspicious about that kick. But we've established the next challengers for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships are probably going to be Taiji Ishimori and El Phantasmo. And now we're on match number 5. Jay White, Evil, Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens going against Kazuchika Okada, Toru Yano, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi. So we're getting there. I think there's only one match left on the card at this time. So we're coming up to the end of New Year's Dash. Jay White now in the ring against Kazuchika Okada. As now Bullet Club just dominating on Okada in the corner. Ishii making the save. Okada being pulled out and slammed into the barricade by Fale and Chase Owens. Not bad. Sale saying getting Wrestle Kingdom 13 flashbacks. You and me both, actually. You and me both. I was thinking about it too the whole time. I'm looking at him like, wow, this is very similar. Okada right now getting dominated by Bullet Club. Corner splashes, a super kick by Evil, and a Fisherman's Buster. And getting a 2 count. So far, Evil and Okada, the legal men in the ring right now. Okada on the downside. Evil dominating right now. Okada locking in the money clip right now on Evil. Evil managing to escape into the corner by slamming Okada into the corner. And Okada with the neck breaker. Dropping Evil at this time, both men down on the floor. Ishii being tagged in by Okada at this time. Switchblade being tagged in right now. Ishii versus White, now the legal men. Ishii setting up for the vertical drop brainbuster, but getting countered. Ishii just eating a forearm from White. Wow. White now and Ishii going hand in hand, and a nice power slam by Ishii, dropping White right now. All of Chaos coming in to attack Bullet Club out of the corners. And we've got now a 4-on-1 with White. 4-on-1 with White against the rest of Chaos minus Okada at this time. Corner splashes. And Yano Toru with an inverted atomic drop. Ishii with a very nice German suplex. Getting a 2 counts. As we're mentioning, Switchblade. Switchblade is on right now. This is the big match to watch because we don't know what's going to happen with Switchblade past this match. As per his last promo, we don't know if this is his last appearance in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's probably not, but it'll be interesting to see. Also, poetically, that I wanted to mention that I didn't mention earlier, Gato is in this match with Switchblade apparently on his way out. Meanwhile, his former Backed wrestler, Kazuchika Okada, is in this match as well. So we don't know what's going to happen with Gato after this. If he tries to wallow his way back to Okada, if he sticks with the Bullet Club, we don't know. Jay White and Ishii now the legal men in this match. Jay White going for a corner splash on Ishii with a European uppercut. And Blade Buster onto Tomohiro Ishii, getting a 2 count at this time. It looks like Jay White's holding the back of his head. The back of his neck is taped up at this time. Most likely from all the effects of that match with Kota Ibushi, which was, like I said, a bar burner of a match. Oh. Dragon Screw by Jay White onto Ishii. Toru Yano coming in and dropping Jay White. Chase Owens coming in at this point to attack Toru Yano. And dropping Chase Owens by grabbing him by the back of his hair and Yankee back. And a low bridge sending Battle of Fale to the outside by Yano. Yujiro Takahashi with a reverse DDT. Yoshihashi with a super kick dropping Yujiro Takahashi. Jay White coming in. Hiroki Goto with a super kick and an Ushika Roshi, dropping Jay White, with Ishii coming in with a leading lariat, getting a 2 count in the process. Okada coming in to send Evil out. There's a lot going on right now. Ishii and White, the only 2 men remaining in the ring right now. Ishii setting up for what looks to be a lariat. Oh. White blocking the lariat, grabbing a grab on the back, and setting up for a Blade Runner. Nope. Nice dragon suplex, or rather a snap suplex from the back, and setting up for Blade Runner by Jay White. Ishii reversing, vertical drop brainbuster. Vertical drop brainbuster by Ishii, getting the 3 count on Jay White. Tomohiro Ishii pinning Jay White to win via the vertical drop brainbuster. Wow, that is big. I mean, not as big because Tomohiro Ishii is always a bracket buster for anyone, but Jay White dropping to the brainbuster, which makes sense because remember, the back of his neck, Jay White's neck, is taped up from his match with Kota Ibushi. Tomohiro Ishii's move directly targets that one spot, so it was enough to actually subdue the Switchblade, so to speak. Okay, Chaos is in the ring right now. It looks like Bullet Club is leaving? Nope, wait. What's going on? Toriano teasing Chase Owens with the KOPW 2021. Bullet Club now on the entrance way at this time. Jay White being led out at this time. Jay White has officially left the area. Jay's expression right now, saying didn't see that coming, and say, can you explain Jay's face expression? Right now, it's bewilderment. He's dazed after taking that vertical drop brainbuster, but he's already out. All of Bullet Club has left the ring area. They're all backstage. Chaos is the only one in the ring right now. Well, we don't know. The commentators right now are commenting. We don't know what's going to go on with Jay White past this point. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see more of that during the post-match comments, which will be uploaded at some point, maybe today or tomorrow. So we're going to want to look out for that. If I were you guys, check out New Japan Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel because they will be uploading those comments. But yeah, Jay White taking the pin against Tomohiro Ishii by a vertical drop brainbuster. Now, I expected Jay White to be jumped at this point, but I guess that's not what's going to happen. In the meantime, we're steaming into our main event at this time. LIJ, Los Ingobernables de Japón, versus Kota Ibushi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Rocky Romero, Sho, and Master Wato. This is our main event for New Year's Dash. Very interesting, because nothing came out of the Bullet Club Civil War. Jay White has not been attacked, so as of right now, he's still the leader. Jay White led out by Bullet Club at this time, so he was carried to the back. Still bewildered, but okay. Sandel saying is the chair lady there. I can't see the backstage, so I can't verify that yet. I hope she is. That would be ideal for Jay White. She took care of him so much during that G1 too. She really did. She made sure that chair was there for him. As we see Bushi and Hiromu Takahashi now walking in. Hiromu Takahashi, the brand new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, defeating Taiji Ishimori on night 2 after felling El Fantasma on night 1. Hiromu Takahashi riding a giant wave of momentum right now into 2021. as we hear Naito's theme coming out. Naito coming out at this time. Naito losing his IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight Championships against Kota Ibushi on night 1, being eliminated in the Ultimate Fight between the 3 individuals. So Naito now the former champion at this time. Naito, welcome in, man. Kicking yourself now because you fell asleep because you missed a show. Nothing really happened for the most part. I will say the bigger things to note are we now have new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team contenders in El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori, beating Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. So we do have new tag team competitors for them. Tamatanga Tangaloa and Dangerous Tekkers still continuing their feud with GOD from the looks of it. Yuya Uemura losing to Minoru Suzuki via Gotch-style pile driver in a tag team match. So there's some continuation with Yuya Uemura and Minoru Suzuki in their inevitable showdown, which is going to happen down the line. Tenzan, Kojima, and Yoyasuji losing to the Empire, and Tenzan being stretchered out at this time. Like a legitimate stretcher out. Like, I don't know if he's hurt or not, but he wasn't moving. So it was a little concerning after a beatdown by the Empire. We had the 5-on-5 Chaos versus Bullet Club match. It didn't, like, Jay White took the pin via the vertical drop brainbuster from Tomohiro Ishii, but nothing came out of it right now. So Jay White was carried to the back by Bullet Club. Chaos celebrating their victory. Nothing happened to Jay White at this time. So that is a thing to look out for the post-match interview. I'm a little bit louder now because my neighbors are awake and gone. And right now is our main event of the evening. Kota Ibushi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Rocky Romero Show, and Master Wato versus Los Ingobernables de Japón. Ooh, that was a really nice pronunciation, wasn't it? Now, a lot to go on with this match in and of itself. Kota Ibushi and Sanada, like I mentioned, are fated to challenge each other for the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. So that's something you're going to want to keep a track of throughout this match. Sho and Hiromu Takahashi are fated to challenge each other at some point, because in Hiromu Takahashi's post-match interview with Wrestle Kingdom, Takahashi formally challenged Sho for a match down the line, as he was the only man to beat him in the Best of Super Juniors tournament. So Hiromu Takahashi and Sho are the next potential challengers for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Hiroshi Tanahashi, as we know, victorious against the Great O-Khan in his match. However, we don't know what happens to Tanahashi from here on out. Yes, he did defeat a young up-and-comer in the Great O-Khan, but he didn't look very dominant in doing so. So that's something we want to keep a track of. Rocky Romero, as we know, not victorious in the KOPW 2021 New Japan Rambo. However, he was also teased as not showing up, but then he showed up anyways. So that was a thing. Master Wato with Ryusuke Taguchi, unfortunately not victorious against El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru at Wrestle Kingdom for the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. And as we know, making his appearance, quite ironic that I ended it on this statement, the current IWGP Heavyweights and Intercontinental Champion, Kota Ibushi, making his entrance at this time. That was a mouthful. So, the big thing to take away coming from Wrestle Kingdom, Kota Ibushi wants to unify the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. And when I say unify, I mean make them into one belt. So we don't know what he's going to do with those belts, if he's going to carry them both or if he's going to unify and forego one. We do know Kota Ibushi does heavily favor the Intercontinental Championship over the Heavyweight Championship. He calls it the best belt, while he calls the Heavyweight Championship the strongest belt, which you'll hear in the interviews. Also, for those of you who are new to this stream, I haven't forgotten, actually. I wanted to bring this up at a later time. We are doing a giveaway for Wrestle after we introduced it in Wrestle Kingdom. If we can get the Wrestle Kingdom views to 200 on both of them, or if we can on both of them, 10 likes on YouTube across all 3 platforms, and comments on all the videos for Wrestle Kingdom, hashtag WK giveaway. You win yourself a copy of the WWE Legends Series 8s. All mint in box, all not opened, completely clean and clear. So we got all 4 of them. We've got the Eddie Guerrero one, which is a very popular one right now. You'll rarely find these in stores as it is. And Jake Roberts. Now, there is a chase variant for Jake Roberts. If I can find that one, I will include that in the giveaway as well. So 4 to potentially 5. So all you have to do, comments WK giveaway on all the Wrestle Kingdom videos with all platforms. If you can comment, for each one you comment, we will count up to 3 entries. So you have up to 3 chances per to win, if you will. And we'll pick one winner at random at New Beginning, January 30th, which we are also covering, by the way. I know Kurt Farewell, if you will, excuse me, is entered at this point with 3 entries. So who else is left? Come on, join in. Here we go, starting off the match. Sho versus Hiromu Takahashi, the 2 fated challengers for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. We'll say the potential chase 2. You're going to want to get it on this giveaway because that chase is insanely rare. If you want to flip it, you can flip it if you want. If you want to keep it mint on card, you can do what you want with it, make it loose. But those figures are very difficult to get. So if you are a collector or if you want to start a collection, you should start with those. Like you will instantly have some prestige to your collection with those. And like I said, look for a post on the Facebook video that we will pin, or Facebook page, if you will. That'll explain all the rules. So, like I said before, make sure that you're liking and following the Facebook page. Make sure that you are subscribing and clicking the notification bell for the YouTube page. And for Twitch, making sure that you follow and view all those videos. One of the things that we are going to be doing down the line is we're going to be making some exclusives for each platform as well. So if you don't want to miss anything Respect the Ring, you definitely want to make sure that you're watching all 3 of those platforms. As we see Sho dominating against Hiromu Takahashi right now with forearms to the head. Rocky Romero tagging himself in against Sho. Now, as we remember, Sho, part of Roppongi 3K, Rocky Romero tagging Sho in to kind of tagging himself in against Sho to kind of calm him down. Still serving as that mentor role again with Sho. So Rocky Romero and Hiromu Takahashi right now, the legal men in this match. Rocky gearing up for the forever clotheslines. Coming back. Rocky Romero starting off with the forever clotheslines right now. Ooh, getting caught on the 3rd one with a boot to the face. Still going back. Eating a forearm. Oh, Wato coming in. Getting dropped instantly. You'll never get tired of that. Oh, no, never mind. Wato coming in with a springboard dropkick. And getting a 2 count. Takahashi taking a beating these last couple of days. Like I mentioned, Takahashi felling El Phantasmo on night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom, winning the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship on night 2, and now finds himself on a 5-on-5 tag team match for the main event of New Year Dash. Very nice knife edge chop exchange between the two right now. Oof. Oh, Naito grabbing Rocky Romero on the outside to drop him. LIJ now dropping the rest of the other team at this time. And this match is now broken down into a brawl on the outside. Rocky getting tossed into the rail by Hiromu Takahashi. It looks like Bushi dropping Wato. Shingo Takagi dropping Hiroshi Tanahashi with elbows to the side of the head. Looks like Sanada and Ibushi are going at it right now. And Sho currently incapacitated on the side. Oh, right now inside the ring, we've got Hiromu Takahashi and Rocky Romero. Takahashi dominant right now against Romero. Romero on the defending side. And a tag into Bushi. Bushi now the official man for LIJ against Rocky Romero. Ooh, very nice palm chop to the chest by Bushi. Bushi, as we know, part of the New Japan Rambo, making it to the Final Four, along with Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, and the eventual winner of the KOPW 2021 provisionally, Yano Toru. So Bushi did have a fairly successful Wrestle Kingdom, although he didn't walk away with the trophy. Shingo Takagi coming in now. Takagi with a victorious win against Jeff Cobb in a Haas-style barn burner match. Definitely a match you're going to want to watch. One of the bigger star lookouts of Wrestle Kingdom 15. That happened on night 2. Shingo Takagi and Rocky Romero now the legal men in this match. Shingo targeting Tanahashi quite a bit. That also makes you wonder if Tanahashi and Takagi are fated to face down the line. Now that would be an interesting match, wouldn't it? Series of elbows and a senton onto Rocky Romero. LIJ not really riding so much a wave of momentum at this point. Most of their momentum comes off Hiromu Takahashi and Shingo Takagi's win. Conversely, on the other side, Kota Ibushi, Tanahashi are the only 2 victors of their team. Kota Ibushi, as I mentioned, the double champion at this time. Kota Ibushi also going through 2 wars for Wrestle Kingdom 15 against Naito as well as Jay White. And now he finds himself in the main event of New Year's Dash. You got to think that this tag team match is probably serving as a little bit of a break for him at this time. Pardon me. I mean, looking at it, all the men look kind of banged up a little bit. Rocky getting dropped by Naito with the slip up into the springboard corner drop kick. So far, a very good match in and of itself. It looks like, based off what's going on so far, we might get Takagi and Tanahashi. We know we're going to get Hiromu Takahashi and Sho, and we know we're getting Kota Ibushi versus Sanada down the line. Naito and Rocky Romero right now, the legal men on this match. A couple of things to note on this match while we're having both men combat each other right now. Bushi coming in to attack from behind. Ibushi just bullying Red Shoes at this time. Oh, Rocky with a double Hurricane Rana onto Ibushi and Naito. Actually having both men side by side and a double Hurricane Rana on them both to take them both down. I didn't even think that was possible. It really shouldn't be, actually. Naito tagging in Sanada. Sanada knocking down Kota Ibushi from ringside, preventing the tag. And a Hurricane Rana onto Sanada from Rocky Romero. Rocky has a chance right now for a hot tag. Who's he going to tag in, though? Who's he tagging in? Tagging in Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi and Sanada now in the ring as the official men. So we're getting a little bit of a teaser as to what's going on for their next challenge. Now, we already know how they can produce, given that they were the finalists in G1 Climax 30. And that, in and of itself, was a banger. Ibushi so far, I mean, we know Jay White was taped up from his match. Ibushi has no tape on him and still performing at a high pace compared to Jay White a little bit earlier, who was a little banged up. Sanada with a nice, Ibushi with a nice standing moonsault. Ibushi in his post-match interview looking to expand professional wrestling beyond the scopes of normal sports such as baseball and soccer and football. He wants to go beyond that. That's his ultimate goal. And he feels that having the titles give him a lot more influence compared to what he normally would have gotten. Looks like 10 minutes have passed so far in the match. Paradise Lock onto Kota Ibushi. Ibushi stuck in the Paradise Lock at this time. I'm sure Milano is smiling right now. Okay, what's Sanada going to do in this case? And a basement dropkick onto Ibushi stuck in the Paradise Lock. Getting a 2 count in the process. Sanada's style, for those of you who are new-time viewers for New Japan Pro Wrestling, is a very, very calm, cool, collected style, but he knows how to get the job done. So if you're a little confused as to how Sanada performs, that would be why. Sanada looking to set up Skull End. Getting caught with the TKO. Oh, wait. Ibushi looking to counter with a Skull End, but getting caught by Sanada. Will saying Ibushi is God. Yes, he is. At this point, he is. He said it himself. He has become God by winning. Well, right now, God is getting dropped by Sanada, so yikes. Master Wato has not gotten tagged into this match yet. Neither is Tanahashi. Tanahashi and Shingo now tagged in at this time. An exchange of forearms to the head. Shingo getting the better of the two. Swing back. Tanahashi dropping Shingo with a forearm. Tanahashi, as I mentioned, victorious against the Great Okan in Night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom, taking advantage of the inexperience of the Great Okan to get that victory. Dragon Screw onto the right leg of Shingo Takagi. Tanahashi setting up for the Sling Blade, getting caught with a lariat in the process. Running back, looking for a pumping bomber, and a twist and shout instead. Twist and shot from Tanahashi, dropping Shingo, but Shingo came back up and a twist and shot of his own. Wow. Now, this is a match you're going to want to see in the future between the two. Perhaps for the title down the line. Shingo with a corner's clothesline. Tanahashi keeping up on track with Shingo at this time. Forearm, right hook, and getting caught with a slap and a lariat from Shingo. Shingo tagging Bushi in at this time. Bushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi are the legal men for this match. Bushi with a top rope drop kick and a spin up. Bushi back up at this time. Bushi getting caught with a twisted shot from Tanahashi at this time. Tanahashi tagging in Master Wato. I don't know why you would want to do that. Wato dropping Bushi at this time. Wato with a series of strikes and kicks, dropping Bushi down at this time. Going for a corner splash, but getting countered by Bushi, sent to the outside. Wato with a step-up enziguri. Or rope-assisted enziguri, excuse me. And a springboard European uppercut to drop Bushi, getting a 2 count in the process. We're getting an update right now regarding Hiroshi Tenzan, who stretched it out earlier in his match. It looks like he is moving. We still have no word on his update, on an update on his condition at this time. But Tenzan is moving at this time. Ooh. Wow, very nice combination with Bushi, catching him with a sunset flip nice with a basement dropkick, dropping Wato at this time. Bushi with the swinging neck breaker. Bushi losing from the FX, and a knee strike by Rocky Romero. Basement dropkick by Naito onto Rocky Romero. Show with the lariat onto Rocky Romero. Hiromu Takahashi coming in, and Show trying to counter the Hurricane Rana attempt by Takahashi, missing a lariat, and a super kick from Takahashi, dropping Show. Master Wato with a leg lariat, dropping Takahashi. And a spin kick from Wato, dropping Bushi at this time. Sanil saying it would be awesome if we get a Bushi versus Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom 16 main event next year. You know, that's very possible. I say that only because the whole story was that Tanahashi was holding Kota Ibushi back. So it's not far out of the margin that you could see that happen. I mean, it would be a good closure to that story, that's for sure. Ooh. Wato missing a splash onto Bushi, now getting triple teamed by Sanada, Shingo, and Bushi. A backstabber by Bushi. 1, 2, and a stop by Tanahashi and Bushi at this time. Tanahashi getting shoved out of the ring by Shingo. Sanada shoving Ibushi out. Meanwhile, Bushi and Wato in the ring. Bushi rolling into a pin by Wato, but getting a 2 count at this time. Looks like he's setting up for FX. There it is. 1, 2, 3. LIJ defeating Ibushi, Tanahashi, Rocky Romero, Show, and Master Wato. Bushi getting the pin against Wato at this time. Very nice match. So this is LIJ basically gaining their momentum back following a half and half, if you will, with Wrestle Kingdom 15. Watto taking the pin from Bushi at this time. Let's see what happens here. Oh, here we go. Look at that. We're getting a potential challenge from Shingo and Tanahashi. So Takahashi and Sho are fated to face, but it looks like we might be getting Shingo Takagi versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. And as we see in the middle of the ring, the two fated rivals, Kota Ibushi and Sanada, those two men fated to clash at some point in the future. Saying, well, Ibushi does want to be God, and the only God left is Tanahashi, and the other God is busy surfing in the U.S., referring to Shinsuke Nakamura in WWE. Ibushi is God right now, though. So, I mean, he has said it. He has become God at this time. The only other God, like you mentioned, Tanahashi, the ace, the once-in-a-century talent. Now, what we're going to want to watch, we are going to want to watch the post comments from New Japan Pro Wrestling, their YouTube channel, or if you go to their website, New Japan, NJPW 1972.com. That's something you're going to want to look out for to see these post-match comments where you're going to see these matches being made official, most likely for the new beginning, January 30th. Oh, wait. We're getting a promo from Bushi. Huh. So Bushi documenting right now. Bushi basically documents it right now. He doesn't really have any plans with, other than Naito and him. Takahashi has Sho. Sanada has plans with Bushi, Ibushi, and Shingo Takagi looks to be facing Tanahashi down the line. Basically saying, as Chris Charleston mentioned, all the focus is going to be on LIJ in 2021. LIJ looking to regain their momentum after Naito losing the double championships, but really holding strong right now going into 2021. Sanada right now in the premier spot to challenge Ibushi, Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi, current champions. Bushi and Naito, we'll have to wait and see what happens with them. It's gonna be interesting to see where LIJ faces off at this point. Now we also know something down the line to look forward to, if anybody's watching the post-match promo with Takahashi, Hiromu Takahashi, is that Takahashi's goal also is to not only win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, but he also wants to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship as well. Whether that means a future feud with Ibushi down the line, that remains to be seen. But you're going to want to keep a track on what LIJ is doing for the rest of 2021 because we don't know where that leads. As we see Naito kind of a little bloody in the eye. LIJ doing the hand salute at this point. No LIJ roll call from Naito, sadly. But what are you going to do? That's your main event for New Year's Dash. No more matches past this point. Naito and Takahashi kind of Charlie horsing. Naito holding the ropes for Takahashi to come out, but Takahashi saying Naito's the leader. He doesn't have to. And that'll do it for New Year's Dash, it looks like. Let's take a look and see what happens past this point. Let's see if there's any announcements before we put this broadcast to a close. Oh, that's actually okay. So that's pretty big. Kevin Kelly mentioning that we don't, with the rising cases that are happening in Japan right now with the COVID-19 pandemic, we don't exactly know what's going on until things are fully confirmed at this time. I know that because I know I've been saying that our next show with New Japan is the New Beginning in January 30th, but they're saying we don't know for sure. So there's a chance that it may not happen. Okay. So just to kind of recap everything on what's going on right now, the big events that have happened at a New Year Dash, in this case, Yuji Nagata defeating Gabriel Kidd, Young Lion match. Tiger Mask and Yuya Uemura felling to Minoru Suzuki and Doki. Minoru Suzuki pinning Yuya Uemura with a gotch-style power driver, but Uemura showing some fire against Suzuki because he does want to fight him down the line. Oh, wait, hold on. Shingo Takagi on screen. Shingo Takagi right now in his backstage comment. Oh, this is the formal challenge from Shingo Takagi to Hiroshi Tanahashi. So Takagi currently digging into Tanahashi, saying he's not the ace anymore. It's only a matter of when his time is up. And the challenge is official. Shingo Takagi issuing a challenge to Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Never Openweight Championship. Now, where that happens, we don't know. Bushi now on screen. He called Bushi on screen right now, taunting Master Wato, calling him by his real name, Hirai Kawato. Bushi taunting Master Wato. Bushi pinning Wato in the main event. Hiromu Takahashi now on screen. Takahashi now on a knee, just thank you. Just saying thank you. Good thing we stayed on the broadcast. Hiromu Takahashi challenging Sho for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. That match is fated to happen down the line. Wow. So Hiromu Takahashi and Sho faded to face down the line. That's something to keep an eye on. Looks like the crowd's getting ready to leave as well. Oh, looks like that'll do it. That'll do it. So big quick wrap up for everything that has happened for New Year's Dash. As I mentioned before, Yuji Nagata defeating Gabriel Kidd, Tiger Mask and Yuya Uemura losing to Minoru Suzuki and Doki, Great Okan, Jeff Cobb, and Will Ospreay defeating Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Satoshi Kojima, and Yoya Tsuji. The Empire laying out Tenzan, putting him on a stretcher at this time. Suzuki-gun facing off against Bullet Club. Taichi, Zack Sabre Jr., El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru falling to Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, El Phantasmo, and Taiji Ishimori. That match ended with El Phantasmo with a super kick onto Kanemaru, who claims that impact felt a little strange. Whether that meant that boot was loaded, we don't know. Match number 5, Jay White, Evil, Bad Luck Fale, Yujiro Takahashi, and Chase Owens going against Chaos, Okada, Toriano, Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi. Jay White losing and taking the pin from Tomohiro Ishii's vertical drop brainbuster, but past this point other than him being carried to the back. So no beatdown, no kicking out of the Bullet Club, no comments. We haven't heard anything from Jay White at this time. That's going to be something that you're going to want to keep track of for later on. And as we saw with the main event, LIJ versus Ibushi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Rocky Romero Show, and Master Wato. Bushi pinning Master Wato with the FX. So that's something to look forward to. And we got our challenges set up down the line. Shingo Takagi versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the Never Openweight title. Hiromu Takahashi versus Sho for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. And Sanada facing against Kota Ibushi for the IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Championships. Also, we have down the line El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori challenging for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships against Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru as well. The Empire regaining some momentum after their massive failure at Wrestle Kingdom 15, losing all 3 of their matches to their respective opponents. And that will do it so far for New Year's Dash. It looks like that'll be it for the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. For today, for our broadcast for New Year's Dash. As I mentioned before, we are doing a giveaway as well. If you can get all those likes on YouTube, as well as Twitch and Facebook, comments on all 3 of those videos, hashtag WK giveaway. 10 likes on all 3 of those platforms. And like I said, 200 views on the YouTube videos. 1 person will be picked at random to win these Legend Series 8 Ultimate Warrior, Paul Orndorff, as well as, if I can reach it, Eddie Guerrero and Jake the Snake Roberts. And if the Chase variant will get to me, then I will include that as well. So 1 lucky winner is going to get all 4 of those figures, potentially even 5 figures. Look for the rules to post up on the Facebook page, which you're going to want to like and follow, as well as the YouTube page. You're going to want to subscribe and click that notification bell. And for the Twitch, you're going to want to make sure you're going to click follow for that one, because you're going to be given notifications on when we go live next. The next one will be the triple header with Sanel. Anytime, bro. Anytime. Make sure to like and follow those pages, because you're going to get a notification when we go up next. The next show is going to be the triple header for Wednesday with MLW Kings of Coliseum that's happening tonight, as well as AEW Dynamite, the New Year's Smash, and NXT New Year's Evil. So we got a triple header of epic proportions coming up later on in the morning, or later on in the night, if you will. I guess technically today is Wednesday for us. But that being said, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you guys had fun. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to hit us up on our videos. We always respond to that. So, keep a track out. But that'll do it for this broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Andrew Samru, and peace.